My name's Heidi. I studied the dual degree of nursing and midwifery at Victoria University in Melbourne, and I recently, about 8 months ago, moved to Wangaratta to get this position, the dual graduate position. I was very excited for it. New change for me, moving completely to a different place, and it was perfect. The thing I love being about a midwife here in this hospital is I think the closeness of the staff and the feeling of community that we have in the hospital with the staff as well, and how we work close together and work together in all sorts of the fields of midwifery. That also being a part of the ward, we have the birth suite, the postnatal rooms, and then the adjoining nursery. So you see women in the whole spectrum, you see them in birthing, then postnatally, and then you also can care for their babies in here. It's really nice that everyone's close together and the women don't have to be separated from their babies, and it's nice. Everyone's a small ward, and yes, I was very, very nervous, especially because I moved from Melbourne to come here. Didn't know anyone, didn't even know what the hospital looked like, hadn't seen the wards, and I was instantly in love with it because it was so small and so like everything's close together. Coming from a metropolitan tertiary hospital, it was quite daunting, everything on different levels, and here I could see everyone all together and it's nice. And I was, yes, very nervous, but the staff really helped with that transition to becoming a midwife. Well, a typical day for us, we've got the different shifts, but the morning ones are the nice. You come on in the morning at about 7 o'clock, you'll get your handover, find out everything about who's on the ward, who's coming in to have their baby, who's already had their baby, any of the nursery babies, and then the staff will be allocated to whoever we need to care for. Then we'll proceed with our day, making sure mums and bubs are good, looked after. We will be involved in making sure their vitals are stable, and also helping with breastfeeding and just general mother crafting support, helping with baths and feeding and changing and all those little things that everyone learns. But it can also quickly change, and you can be involved in a birth and help up there, or you may be pulled up here to help someone, or just generally we all help each other, and you might end up doing all sorts of things on that day. It always changes. My best shift probably so far, I had this beautiful night shift. It was one of my first nights I'd ever had, and I was looking after maybe 2 women and babies, and I think I got to spend quite a significant amount in one room with the mother who was struggling a lot with the babies breastfeeding. And it was just really great that I had that time to sit down and help them, and that one-on-one, and no other distractions of needing to go somewhere else. I could just sit down and help, and it's so nice to be able to sit there and help women and have that time to do that. The thing that's probably the most surprising for me, again coming from somewhere completely different, how welcoming everyone was, and not just the staff I work with, but the surrounding and supporting staff, the people, the receptionists, but also the women we care for were really understanding of me being new into the field, and we're always eager to help me learn and eager for me to help them. And even though I'd say I'm a little bit hesitant that I'm new, they were perfectly fine, and just everyone was super supportive and helpful, and it just made that transition really easy. My advice, as easier said than done, is don't overthink everything. And it is scary and it is nervous and it is something you've never done before, but take it one step at a time. Ask for help, and don't be afraid to ask the silliest questions you have. No question is a silly question. I'm a good silly question asker, and everyone's happy to answer them. So don't be nervous, even though it's harder said than done. The thing I love living most here is the, again, community. It's small, it's a small town, everything you've got. I haven't missed anything from the big city, and that's saying a lot as a shopper or anything like that. But also it's just a peaceful, quiet town, and the hospital works really well with the community, and you can really see that when you come to work, but also when you're in the community.